In a family or relationship where abuse is taking place and is prevalent, typically you are almost always going to have someone, maybe several someones, who are engaged in a level of denial. And I think we should have a conversation about that. Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed therapist. And one of the things that happens when abuse is taking place within a family or a relationship, you have someone that's denying that, like the level of seriousness of it, or whether or not it's taking place. And what tends to happen is you have other people that see it for what it is, that try to speak up, that try to intervene. And this is what I have learned over the years. And you don't have to take it. You could certainly leave it on the floor if it doesn't apply for you. What I've learned over the years is that you want to be careful when you engage with people who have a significant level of denial about abuse taking place, because you could get really hurt behind that, because their level of denial is so, like, I don't think it's happening. I'm going to, I turn a blind eye. They can get you caught up in some stuff that could change the trajectory of your life for forever, and go on about it. Go on about their day as if nothing happened. And so what I mean by that is, a lot of people try to intervene to help people that are in abuse situations. They try to help people that are in abusive situations, and you may be within the family or outside the family, in the relationship or outside of the relationship. So you can be kids, you could be parents, you could be whatever. But that if that person doesn't believe it, they are invested in staying in that relationship with that abuser, so much so that they don't care. They're not willing to hear anything else. And that abuser could have already put their hands on said person that's in denial, but that person will deny you over said abuser. And you will spend all this energy, this time, money, resources, trying to help this person, trying to counsel this person, trying to get emergency services. When they come, they got a black eye, you might even jump into an altercation, to pull their abuser off of them. But they're going to go right back, and they're going to engage in a level of denial. And that denial can go on for 1, 2, 5, 10, 30, 40, 50 lifetime years. They may never get out of that stage of denying that person was abusive to them, but they will deny you, because what they're going to do is they're going to mentally overcompensate, and they're going to stay in that relationship. And so much so, they're going to distort reality. And when they distort that reality to overcompensate and stay in that relationship, a lot of times what ends up happening is you end up becoming the threat. And what that looks like is you start getting accused of, well, you're jealous of our relationship. Well, you should have never gotten involved. I didn't tell you to do that. And see, I don't know why you can't just allow us to be happy. That kind of rhetoric where you get that kind of stuff. I deserve love too, and and they're not going to deny. They're not going to take accountability for their faults about how they got you caught up in some shit. What they're going to say is, well, I just wanted to be happy. You can't understand that. You can't give me some grace. You can't allow me to be happy. They're not abusive. You're abusive. Every time I get around you, all I have to hear about is all I have to hear is you being negative about our relationship. This is my relationship. You need to mind your business. You need to do this. You need to do that. And again, so much, you become public enemy number one. I'm not even joking about that. They may actually even bond with the abuser over how you're how you're public enemy number one, and how you're jealous, and how you're insecure, and how you're you want to do this and you want to do that, and and may even at some point even become retaliatory, or align with other abusive people in the family over ostracizing you, for being the truth teller, for being the one that wants everybody to kind of be safe and happy. So you want to be careful with that, and you want to leave those people right where they're at, and you want to move on and get out of there. And you don't have to take Dr. Jones's advice, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of people that have gotten, secondary trauma from trying to intervene. I'm talking about people who've tried to intervene and they've gotten shot. They have gotten beat up or put in the hospital. They have, done something and suffered some severe consequences. I was watching a show, I don't know if I may have mentioned this before or not, but there was a woman, her friend was in an abusive relationship, and she would run and try to rescue her friend. Her friend would call her on the phone, so-and-so is beating my ass. Come get me. I need to come stay with you, and this and that and the other. And this friend would try to, went and tried to rescue her friend. She went over there, got in the mix, and she was pregnant, and this man ended up kicking her in the stomach and beating her badly when she was pregnant. I think she kept her baby, but it definitely put some significant trauma on her and her baby, and she ended up needing medical care and intervention. And she talked about how her friend went back to her man and carried on as if nothing happened. And here she was, she had done all this and almost lost her baby as a result of intervening. And she had a really hard time with that. But it was some crime show. I don't know if it was Evil Lives Here or something like that, but she went on record and talked about that. But that's a good example of what I'm talking about. It's a good example of what tends to happen, or parents who tend to give money, so kids can relocate and get out of their abusive relationship. Hey, I want you to go set yourself up somewhere, do better, and kids give that money to their abuser and things like that. And I'm not talking about children per se, but I'm talking about adult children. So just to give you an idea, be careful with that, because people will villainize you for helping. So I hope that helps. Thanks so much.